Hi, if you're new here, I'm MJB. My friends call me Jesse, and today we're going to be feeding the wild birds in my backyard, and I'm very excited. I have missed seeing my little feathery friends. So this is the backyard that we're going to be setting up in. As you can see from that little clip right at first, I've got several different kinds of seed here. This is my usual mix that from a little bit left over from last year, and what it usually is I go to Winco and they sell pet food in like bulk, and so you can get wild bird seed, and that's what this is, a mix of wild bird seed and straight black oil sunflower seeds and straight thistle seeds. And usually I do about a half a pound of this and then a quarter pound each of thistle and black oil. There's usually a little black oil in the regular bird food mix, but not that much. And they really like those to give them fat for warmth in the winter. The one thing you don't want a lot of is these red ones. If I can get it to focus. The red ones, that is red millet. The white ones are white millet. They like white millet, but they do not like red millet. Why it's found in nearly every wild bird food sold, I don't know. But yeah, so that's why I do a mix. It gets me more stuff and not so much of the red millet that just gets left on the ground. Okay, so I mixed the thistle seed and about half of the black oil sunflower seeds in with the mixture that I had left over from last year, so I still got a little of the white millet in there and the red millet, but I think this will be what I put in the hanging feeder. And this one, it's got a couple of peanuts. Candy tried to pick those out, and I was like, no, let's keep them and see if a bird eats them. If nothing else, I'll bet the magpies will. It's got, these aren't black oil sunflower seeds, I don't know, they're bigger sunflower seeds. I don't know what kind of birds will go for those. I forget what these bigger white seeds are. Yeah, I can't remember. It's like safflower or something. I don't know. Well, there's all kinds of seeds in there. This was for parrots. I figured if it's good enough for a parrot, a regular wild bird might like it. And then they sell this. This is sold called Critter Mix, and I think it's more for like squirrels. Like if you had squirrels in your backyard you wanted to feed. But we don't. But I figured I would try this and see. I don't know if anything can really eat that corn or not. But I just figured we'd try it all out and see what the birds like best. And I'm gonna put just probably like a third or a quarter of this in on my tray feeder. I think that'll be the best way to do that with the peanuts and bigger sunflower seeds and everything. And we'll save the critter mix for later and see what kind of birds it attracts. Okay, and here's the suet feeder I've got. Just a little block of suet with just some different things. Came in an 8-pack. It says it's for year round, but I found in the summer they kind of melt. Not that many birds come around in the summer anyway, so I don't feed them in the summer. Just around Thanksgiving until probably beginning to end of March, depending on the weather. So long as it stays cold, I'll keep feeding them. And then I put it in this little cage feeder. I ended up modifying this. I took the lid it came with off, and I just got these little rubber coated wire things. They're nice and soft. It's not going to hurt the birds, and that way I'll lay them like fourths. I just found that helped the birds be able to eat from it easier. All right, now we'll go outside and I'll set it all up and show you what we got. Good tip is don't overfill that feeder. If I filled that all the way full, it would last like probably a month or longer, and the seed might get gross from the weather and all that, and you want to make sure you clean the feeder every couple of weeks or at least once a month, depending on how bad it's getting. But yeah, so I don't like to overfill it, otherwise I end up wasting seed. And another good tip, go to the Dollar Tree or somewhere and get like a little dish drainer mat And I put that right below the hanging feeder, and that way it catches some of the spills and stuff, and then you can easily just pick that up and wash it off and bring it back out. That way you avoid getting too much buildup of shells, empty shells, and excess seed on the ground. And I just set a rock on there to hold it down in the breeze, try and keep it level, or well, not level, but so that the water drips down off if it rains or snows. So we've got that feeder there. We've got on the post, we got the tray feeder here. I tried to scooch it close to the chain link so they can kind of sit there if they want. They got wings though, they don't care, they'll hop back and forth. But I put out 2 of the peanuts and I saved 2 for later. And this is the parrot food. And we'll see how they like that on the tray feeder. And then, so we've got those. And then over here by the grapevine, I know they like to hang out on these grapevines. And we got the suet feeder. So we'll see, it'll probably take a couple of days for them to find it. They find it quicker now that I've been doing this for several years. They kind of know. In fact, I could hear some at the neighbor's house over there. So hopefully it won't be long and we'll get some birds. All right, thanks for hanging out with me today. And if you have any questions about feeding the birds or what kind of birds come to my feeders or anything like that, or if you have a cool bird feeder story that you want to tell me, be sure and leave a comment below. I love to hear your comments. And if you enjoy this video or enjoy feeding birds, be sure and give this video a like. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. We got 3 dark-eyed Juncos. Yeah. We've got 3 dark-eyed Juncos out there, or maybe even more. I don't know where they all went. Oh yeah, there's one right there on the ground. 2, 3. I'll get better video later. Nice, it's going for the parrot food.